Chicos, chicas, ¿cómo están? ¿Qué os cuenta la vida? Aquí Vampiro con un nuevo video para el canal. Esta vez estamos en otro episodio más de Genshin Impact. Y bueno, si recuerdas en el episodio anterior, estamos ahorita haciendo lo que es el tema del evento. Bueno, más que nada recordando cómo ha sido el evento de las Flores de Viento. Y pues en esta ocasión vamos a continuar y tenemos que ir justamente a la mesa de fabricación y reunirnos con Sacrosa y Colei, que han puesto una especie de buzón predecesor de los chats de WhatsApp para así poder almacenar información de la gente que hemos hablado, para así poder resolver el acertijo, que Venti ya nos dio la respuesta, pero tenemos que hacernos los bobos para así no arruinar esta diversión a este par de introvertidas que necesitan algo de extroversión en sus vidas. Y nosotros al parecer somos los extrovertidos que vamos a adoptarlas, pero no va a ser tan así porque vamos, yo soy tremendo introvertido también. Hablemos con Sacrosa. Ya llegamos.
Traveler, Paimon, great timing. We got a lot of letters in the mailbox, and I just finished sorting them into 4 groups.
Oh boy, se viene la parte de mucho texto.
Nice work. Well, the real work hasn't even started yet. Which batch of letters should we read through first?
A ver, veamos. ¿Qué cartas tengo que leer primero? Dicha oculta tras los nimbos todavía me pone. Echa un vistazo al tablón con pistas y lee las cartas.
Mucho más tarde.
Let me quickly summarize what we found out about a flower that is not of this world.
Por supuesto, tú tienes que resumir todo.
Tainari believes that on closer examination it might be logically paradoxal, while Albedo says that his answer would be better discussed at length in person.
Yo sigo creyendo que es la rosa de Sumeru.
As for my answer, I think a clock in the shape of a flower would constitute one that is not of this world.
Here's what we've gathered regarding a guide who will never get lost. Mona said that she'd like to join us in uncovering the secret behind the prophecy, while Bennett suggests Fischl, Mona, or the Traveler as potential candidates. Mika didn't submit much, but he did draw a
Insisto, debe ser
vegetation
la
map for
Eder.
Master Tainari and wrote up a dragon spotting calendar for Sino. Amber also wrote in. She said that she sees herself as nobody's guide, but everybody's friend.
As for one
Vale,
who
no
would
se leyó
never
el resto
lie,
de la carta.
Rosaria removed herself from consideration, but both Razor and Sino are willing to support us in our search.
Perretes del mal, arcontes pergondan, lupical no.
Timaeus seems to have forgotten to write to us.
And finally, this is what we've gathered on a legend that never ends. Klee said that her mom has a number of friends who like to write storybooks. Misa believes that legends live forever in people's hearts. I think that for a legend to be never-ending, it has to be filled with hopes and dreams, and actively pass from one person to the next.
So, what are the answers to the 4 riddles then?
Por lo que han dicho, la flor que ha hecho Sacrosa en el primer evento de Flores de Viento, Eider, alguno de los dos perretes del mal, porque el arcontes perdonan, lupical no. Alguno de estos días me va a caer copyright por el tema de que me estoy copiando de los perros del mal. Y un cuento.
You're really smart, Paimon. I bet you can figure it all out in no time.
Or, let's all share our thoughts on what we think the answers might be.
Wait! Wait for me!
Tama de Timaeus, estás peor que Tabo. Estás peor que mi pana, que literalmente se atrevió a agarrar el informe y después recién hacer el índice y entregarlo justamente un minuto antes de que termine la hora de entrega. ¿Saben qué es lo peor? Que ese informe que él entregó estaba recontra mal y el que antes habíamos entregado estaba bien, incluso con el no sé qué mierda hizo, que terminó mandando la chingada a todo el citaro. Y nos bajaron puntos por eso. No sean como Gustavo, entreguen a tiempo, hijos de puta.
Oh, Timaeus, what brings you here?
I'm sorry, I really am. The time just got away from me and I didn't get around to writing that letter. However, I'm happy to announce that I think I can be the one who would never lie.
¿Ah?
Huh? This is kinda sudden. Not that we don't trust you, Timaeus, but, could you elaborate a little?
Vale, eso es para salvar a Sino y a Razor de que lo sacamos de paseo. En ese caso tendríamos la flor de Sacrosa, a Eider, Timaeus y un cuento cualquiera.
Of course, of course.
Tiene sentido.
Do you still remember the time I, collaborated with a certain Miss Ying R?
Recuerdo algo al respecto. Creo que fue una misión de mundo sin cinemática.
Well, basically, she helped me out a lot with my research into potion making once, and, well, we've stayed in touch through letters ever since.
Wait, so Ying is the girl from Lila that Sucrose mentioned earlier?
Vale, una pregunta seria. Ginger es la de la misión de los perfumes que estaba obligatoriamente en la misión de Luigi y que a mí me incomodó bastante hacerla, ¿verdad?
We always
Estamos
assumed
hablando de
you
esa
were hard
Ginger.
at work every time we saw you at the crafting bench. So you've just been writing letters to Ying the whole time?
No, well, I mean, not all the time. I've done some work too. And anyway, our correspondence covers a lot of serious topics, like perfumes, potions, alchemy.
Sí, es esa tipa.
Anyway, a few months ago, I made a vow to the heavens that I will be true to myself and never utter an insincere word until the day that I've managed to win Miss Yingar's heart.
So, at Star Snatch Cliff, you were picking Cecilia's as a gift for Ying
Well, that's right. The Cecilia flower is said to represent a once wayward heart transformed by the power of love. I couldn't think of a better flower to give than that.
Anoten esa.
I know full well that Miss Ying is far more knowledgeable than I in both the ways of the world and the ways of our craft, but I thought I should make the effort for once and put myself out there. Which brings me to the subject of the last few days and the Windbloom Festival. I thought it was time for me to invite Miss Ying to Mondstadt.
Bro, el problema es que probablemente para cuando tu flaca llegue de seguro el festival haya acabado.
But yesterday, Albedo told me that Sucrose has been working hard to help another girl achieve her dream.
Huh?
And when I went to take a look at our roster, I saw that she'd done my remaining work for me. I feel incredibly guilty. I've been spending all of my time in my own fantasy world while everyone else has been bending over backwards to help other people. How could I ever hope to be worthy of Miss Yingar's love if I'm so selfish?
Tranquilo, Timeus, la gente de Luya son recontra egoístas.
Oh, Timaeus.
And that's why I've decided to join you.
But then what about Ying?
Yeah. Haven't you been planning this for over a month now?
Well, yes, I did mention in my letters that I'd like her to visit, which is why I just sent her another gift with my hand-picked windblooms,
Vale,
along with a
entonces ese
handwritten
problema ya
letter.
está resuelto.
I explained that a matter of great importance has presented itself to which I must devote my full attention for the time being. As soon as it's resolved, I'll make haste to Liyue to pick her up in person.
Ok, eso tal vez sea un poco polémico que tú hagas, pero funciona en la media.
I made sure to package the gift and letter with the greatest care. All I can do now is hope that she'll understand.
I mean, entiendo el tema de la caballería y lo demás, pero siento que probablemente Junger también puede ir a Mondstadt por su cuenta propia y creo que es lo que va a terminar pasando aquí.
Point being,
No es que me haya
please
leído
know
algo,
that I
es
sincerely
que
want to support
estoy
you in this
asumiendo que eso va a
endeavor.
suceder.
Plus, I think I'm an honest person. As far as I recall, I don't think I've told a single lie in my life.
Eso es una mentira, todos hemos mentido en alguna parte de nuestra vida.
Well, you certainly convinced Paimon with that speech. Don't worry, Timaeus. We won't let your determination go to waste.
Thank you, Timaeus.
Ah, thank you, everyone. I promise to do everything I can to help.
Okay, so it looks like we found our one who would never lie.
Great! Let's keep it up, huh?
Entre todos deciden quiénes serán los candidatos finales y se reúnen cerca de la mesa de fabricación.
Okay, Paimon will do the honors. We have with us here the flower, the guide, the legend, and Timaeus.
Huh? Why did you only say Timaeus' name? You should say my name too.
Klee es de los reales.
All right. We also have Klee.
And Klee.
That's me!
Klee here, this all somehow feels like we're getting ready for a field trip.
Es que no lo es.
There's nothing wrong with a more relaxed atmosphere, is there?
Ya, Albero, ¿has descubierto a qué se refería con flor que no existe?
Of course. We will soon see if my hypothesis has any merit.
Actually, I'm still feeling a little nervous.
Me too.
But weren't you all fired up just a moment ago?
Yeah, you're right.
Vamos,
Okay,
Timaeus,
let's
hazlo por
do
la flaca.
this.
Actually, I'm a little worried too. Deep breaths.
I know what you're feeling. Saying anything becomes so much harder when there are so many people watching.
Well, does anyone know the exact location of where we're headed, or should I do a reading on my scry glass?
Yes.
According to the prophecy, once we've figured out the answer, we should test it at the Lantern of Utmost Joy. Wait, but where is this lantern?
Oh, we know something about that.
Ya he descubierto su localización.
What?
Sí, lo que pasa es que el viento me lanzó este papelito que tengo en la mano
That's
ahorita.
amazing. You really know how to do everything under the sun.
No, en realidad el viento me ha traído esta hoja de papel que cayó directamente en mi cara.
Then we'll let you lead the way.
Follow me.
This is it. We're off to find the sacred location of the Lantern of Utmost Joy.
Sería chido que fuera la misma ubicación donde está enterrado el vino de Razor. Yo sí me acuerdo, weones. Es que de todos los lugares que hay en este juego, Mondstadt es el que yo más me acuerdo, el lore. Debe ser porque se parece a Alemania. Y yo soy hincha del Bayern de Múnich. Y tengo familia allá. Vale, parece que el lugar es totalmente diferente al que yo pensaba que sería. De hecho, creo que parece que está en la cima de esta montaña. Porque el vino de Razor está enterrado en levantamiento. Y por ende el tesoro de las lámparas está por allá, por lo que parece. Está justamente en la parte de arriba de la montaña, ¿no? No es que haya escalado esto por las puras. Porque está en un punto alto, bajo, por lo que parece.
According to the map, it should
Sí,
be
está
somewhere
en la
around
montaña.
here.
Ya me estaba preocupando.
Let me take a look.
Vaya manera de interrumpir que encajó el diálogo.
Aww, I don't see any lanterns here. Now that I think about it, the prophecy didn't say anything about what the Lantern of Utmost Joy actually looks like, right? Maybe
Puede
we've
ser
overlooked
directamente la
something?
montaña entera.
Traveler, are you trying to figure out something else from the paper?
Sí. En la nota de Venti dice que debemos alzar la cabeza y hallar la respuesta en el firmamento.
Hyman's reading too. Huh? It's but there's nothing above us. The wind didn't trick us, did it?
¿Hay nubes? Ahora debes recitar el encantamiento.
Place the squirrel on the back of the pointy-eared cat, and a pious puppy will open the doors to show you the way. Huh. Paimon read the whole thing out loud, but nothing's happening.
Arrilla sobre el lomo del gato de orejas puntiagudas y el fiel perro abrirá las puertas a tus duras. Ok, no voy a decir lo que pienso de ese pedazo de texto, pero... Why? Why would you do that?
Look! Look! The wind is blowing!
Vale, era literal. Ok, pensé otra cosa, disculpen. Mi
What a
cerebro
strong
funciona de
wind
otras maneras.
current. Let's write it up and see where it leads us.
Huh? We'll have to fly up there? Can someone carry me with them?
Here.
Chévere Albero sacrificándose por todos. Investiga la isla flotante.
This is the first time I've ever flown like this.
¿Dónde chucha está la isla flotante? Esta weada. Y hay una mesita con una sombrilla de color rosadito. Esta gente de seguro es fanática del Sport Boys. A ver. Dead Drop. Tamaré. No me permitieron saltar. Ya sería.
How did this little island get up here in the sky? Did somebody make it?
I mean, puede haber sido... Un momento.
Just to be safe, I've been jotting down our entire route here. This way, no one will get lost.
Oh, good thinking, Colin. Huh. Who would have thought we'd find this kind of table here? Weird. It's almost as if someone was holding a tea party.
Son para 8 personas. Si es que... No, espera. Es 8, ¿no? A ver, 3, no. Son 7. 7 personas.
I never would have guessed that such a place could exist.
Wow, look at that pretty lantern on the table. There's even a chair for each side of the lantern, too.
Parece un catalizador.
There seems to be something on the back of this chair. Let me have a closer look. Take your seat, present your answers, and you shall reach enlightenment.
What?
Well, as far as instructions go, I guess that's simple enough.
So we just need to do as it says, right?
Wait a second.
Huh? What is it, Albedo?
We'd better make sure this place is safe before taking our seats. Everyone, please stay clear for a moment.
Ya. Observan al Albero mientras él inspecciona la zona.
Well, all our questions and doubts aside, the scenery here is pretty amazing. It'd be impossible to feel stressed here.
How is everything, Albedo?
Everything seems to be fine. I didn't find any traps or suspicious mechanisms. But I also couldn't find any overt destructive devices.
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, it seems that wrong answers won't have any catastrophic consequences.
Excelente.
Looks like we'll have to sit on these chairs and fulfill the prophecy.
Es grande, Albero. Tú das la seguridad que nadie más da.
Everyone, I would like to suggest that we try some risky answers on our first attempt. Let's reserve our most confident answers for the second round.
Ya.
That sounds kind of smart. But why?
I get what he means. If we do as he says, then we may be able to figure out how the puzzle works.
I see.
Mona, is there something wrong? You're not looking too good.
Oh, are you hungry? I brought some snacks.
Klee, como siempre, preocupándose de lo realmente importante en la vida.
Thank you for offering, Klee, but that's not quite it. While Albedo was checking just now, I gave my scryglass a spin hoping to find some information. But there's a strange aura to this place. It's almost as if someone has been staring at me as soon as we stepped foot in here. But if nothing here has actually been physically tampered with, then... No. Could that person be...
Mona se ha estremecido. ¿Habrá percibido algún gran poder? Sí, a Eder, y yo creo saber quién se refiere.
What do you mean, Mona?
¿Te acuerdas de la misión legendaria de Mona? Esa en la que jodió al pobre Heredito, que no le permitió hacer su especial. ¿Qué es lo que sucedió al final?
Never mind. It's not like I've got any proof.
Don't leave us on the edge like this, Mona.
She knows. She knows.
I'll just do what
Got it.
Albedo said.
Mi garganta, de tanto leer cartas.
Yes. Let's test the hypothesis together, Klee.
Come on, join us, Mona.
Oh, all right.
Okay, then I'll answer the first question. If someone were to ask me to find a flower that is not of this world,
You can do it, Sucrose.
then I would fetch a tetratanic sweet flower.
All right, I'm up next. My part of the prophecy is to find a guide who will never get lost.
Kale, I hope you found your answer.
My answer is that I will be that guide. For a long time, I have been guided by others. It's taken me a while, but I finally made it to where I am today. Although I still haven't made a name for myself, and I'm still quite immature, I would still like to put my name forward. Because I would like to become a guide that can help others.
Por fin, desarrollo de personaje.
I want to help others the same way Amber, Master Tainari, Sino, and everyone else helped me. Now it's...
All right. It's up to me to answer the third part. I'll submit myself as one who would never lie. Although I've never really had any other virtues or talents, I'm confident that I've always been an honest person. I'd like to thank everyone, too, for giving me this opportunity to validate myself.
And last but not least, I will answer the final part of the prophecy. There's no tale more befitting the title of a legend that never ends than our fates as human beings.
Wait, the lantern just lit up! Whoa! All four sides of the lantern are glowing!
Huh? But...
Habíamos escogido respuestas equivocadas. Bueno, ni tanto. Que las respuestas no estaban tan equivocadas. Tal vez la huevada es que no había respuesta equivocada. Es pura interpretación humana al final de cuentas.
Kale, could I ask you to stand up for a second?
Oh, all right.
Se apaga. Ya sabía. Sabía que se apagaría. ¡Ah! Vale, lo que sucede es que cada uno de nosotros cumple con cada parte de la profecía, de alguna manera u otra.
Why is it lighting up regardless of who's sitting in the chair? Didn't it say we have to answer all the questions correctly?
Ya dije lo que pienso anteriormente.
It's pretty clear now, isn't it? We've just proven that there is no right answer for this prophecy.
Gracias, Albero. Parecía que yo era el único con cerebro que estaba hablando.
No right answer? But how could that be?
Física cuántica, así de simple.
Although the instructions had come from an old and enigmatic prophecy, it is in fact nothing like the ancient mechanism that we had all imagined it to be. I believe the lantern only serves as a simple signal.
O sea, ¿te estás refiriendo a un mecanismo de redstone de esos que hacen en Minecraft cuando alguien se sienta?
And to think, I never expected you to actually find this place.
What? There's someone else here?
We meet again, traveler.
Hey, you're that Outlander we met the other day at Good Hunter.
¿Cómo coño llegaste acá?
It's all thanks to you that I was able to find this place. Good thing that you were too preoccupied with the prophecy to notice someone tailing you from the shadows.
Oh, is that so? Then, why do I spy yet another person following in your shadow?
Thank you, Rosaria.
Wait, really?
There's no need for pleasantries. You should know I'm here for you.
Is it just because I'm a visitor from abroad?
Yes.
I was there when you snuck your way into Marjorie's place.
So you had your eyes on me even then, huh? That was 2 whole weeks ago, you know.
It's hard not to notice you when I'm on duty every day.
All right. In that case, I'll admit it. I was the person who slipped this prophecy into the storybook.
Huh? But why? Then, does that mean this wasn't a real prophecy after all?
Don't worry. Even though you probably have plenty of reservations about me, you can be sure that the prophecy is genuine. In fact, many of you here today may have heard the code name of the one who left the prophecy to me. She hailed from an ancient assembly of powerful women, each of whom used a single letter to signify themselves. Who would have guessed? It seems that power was indeed left behind by the old hag after all. Ah, so you're B's student. It's an honor to meet you. I am Scarlet, the successor of Jay.
Well, what are you talking about?
It's a long story, but I'm not quite sure that I'm the best person to tell it. Since you've all spent so much time and energy trying to decipher this prophecy, you must also be very interested in the secret behind this lantern, no?
Correcto.
The lantern has already been lit. Now then, please allow me to disturb your happy peace.
Huh. Why did this little thing just light up? How strange.
Hello? On the other side of the lantern. Can you hear me over there?
Mom?
Alice.
Oh, I hear many youthful voices.
Madam, I am Scarlet, the successor of Jay.
Oh, since we've last gathered, Jay's successor has already become so reckless and bold. Unbelievable.
Ah.
Wait. Why are you talking just like the old hag?
Me agrada ver a Mona sufrir. Te mereces eso por interrumpir el momento de hito.
Old hag? Who would dare say that? Is that Mona?
Vamos, Alice, destrózala moralmente.
Who are you? Who dares imitate my master?
Espera, what?
And what of imitation and mimicry? It has always been a fool's errand to mimic and learn from humanity.
Totalmente de acuerdo con lo que dice.
Oh, Dallas, I'm here too.
Mom, why are you trying to talk like other people?
Porque le da la maldita gana y aparte así le puede dar traumas a Mona.
So I see everyone's here. Well then, my warmest greetings, everyone.
Hello.
Miss Alice, why would you...
Well, it's been many years since this lantern last lit up. You can't blame me for thinking that one of the old friends from my youth may have decided to catch up again.
Why she sounds so coy all of a sudden?
And if I recall correctly, we left this lantern in the care of the Animo Archon Barbados. you must be commended for uncovering an artifact entrusted to the god of wind himself. Tell me, are you sitting around my beloved tea party table?
No, todos estamos rodeando tu lámpara que al parecer está usando como medio de comunicación.
It's a really long table.
Oh, so you are. I suppose this means even the Animal Archon has granted you entry to this place. Was all of this Scarlet's doing?
Wait. Paimon's completely lost now. So what was this assembly you were talking about earlier?
Oh, Miss Alice, would it be all right to leave the explanation of that to you?
Por favor, que tengo una teoría bien chida al respecto. Pero necesito que digas un poco la historia,
you should be
el lore.
rewarded for making it all the way up here and activating the lantern. Now then, let me tell you a long and ancient story. Ever heard of the Hexenzirkel? As the spooky name suggests, it's a secret society. Once upon a time, it even challenged the Animal Archon himself. But he replied, "Let us make music, not war, and resolve our conflicts through song." From then on, the mages would only ever convene in the woods, in the skies, or on the edges of cliffs. At these tea parties, they discussed their stories and secrets and resolved their differences, as the tea and cakes bore witness to their pledge never to fight amongst themselves.
Yesterday, I snuffed out the life of my beloved. He had grown old and was extremely sick. He loved me dearly, so I took his fate in my hands and ended his pain.
I'm raising a son. Of all the children I had, he's the only one left. But I suppose that still makes me a mother.
My lifespan is nothing compared to yours, so I wish to leave you with my storybook. Actually, maybe you can pass it on to your children one day.
Oh, this looks interesting. Let me scry.
My dear sisters, we mustn't let prophecies threaten our bonds of friendship. Even the most frightening witch was once a little girl, and growing up can be so tough. Sometimes we all need to vent our troubles to the wind. Even if the nations go to war, or the sky falls down, the mages' tea parties shall forever be held around this table.
So this is where the legendary mages held their meetings.
Ya, primero que nada decirles, pucha, tenemos los 11 Fatuis, tenemos los 7, lo que sea que esté inspirado en Kimetsu no Yaiba, ahora tenemos la carrera de las brujas, weón, estamos a nada de hacer de esta wea una copia del universo de luchitas de Luis F1, que ellos también tienen un montón de esas cosas, tenemos las cartas arcanas, que, lo cual no es nada malo, como dice el dicho, cópiate del mejor, y pues esto, la verdad es que esto lo cambia casi todo. Aquí es donde viene mi teoría. Yo pienso que la carrera de brujas son como una suerte de imitación de los templarios. Los templarios eran como una suerte de organización oculta que tenía sus bases ahí en toda Europa y son bastante conocidos por las series de televisión que le han dado totalmente en todos los tiempos. Ahora, a diferencia de los templarios, ellas tenían unas cosas de iluminadas. ¿Qué quiere decir? Que ellas operaban bajo las sombras y que no se metían con nadie. Pero aquí en esta versión, que recuerden, la está contando Alice. Alice es la que está contando la historia. Si tú perteneces a una versión secreta que hace cosas malas, no vas a decir que hace cosas malas. Así que por eso es que ella cuenta esa historia desde su propia perspectiva, para no decir las verdaderas intenciones de este aquelarre de brujas. Ahora, ¿cuáles son esas verdaderas intenciones? No lo sé, y creo que probablemente eso nunca lo sepamos. O probablemente yo me esté haciendo ideas falsas y no tenga ninguna intención y que sean todo un grupito pacífico y que no haga absolutamente nada. Pero es que hay personajes que están bastante relacionados con estas miembros de la Aquelarre de brujas, entre ellos justamente Albero y Mona, que son falsa creación de una de esas brujas y la aprendiz de otra, respectivamente. Es posible que ellas tengan información acerca de la guerra de arcontes, pero no han participado de esa guerra en cuestión. Aparte de que quedan probablemente muy pocas de ellas vivas, por lo que parece son humanas después de todo y no alcanzaron la mortalidad. De hecho, me interesa bastante el tema este de la que ha decidido matar a su flaco, cosa que no me acuerdo un personaje que tenga un lore similar, tal vez sea uno que sabremos más adelante. Pero sí, es todo lo que quería decir acerca de la Aquelarre de brujas, lo que yo pienso de ellas. Pienso que probablemente sea un lore, side lore, que no tenga mucho que ver con lo que es el lore principal, pero que es muy probable que algún que otro personaje proveniente de ese Aquelarre, o que esté relacionado a él de la misma manera en como están relacionados Albero y Mona, termine afectando a la historia principal.
That's right. We often met here to chat and have tea.
Pero después de todo apunta de que son un grupo pacífico.
Then, what about the part saying that if we light the lantern of utmost joy, we'd receive a supreme blessing?
About that. I never expected anyone other than Jay to actually read the full contents of that prophecy. It's a little embarrassing.
Tendrás que improvisar algo, Alice. No venimos aquí por las huevas. De hecho, tú eres A, ¿verdad?
The truth is, that prophecy was actually just a letter that we sent to Jay as a group the day before her wedding.
Aww. ¿Qué consideraros?
So it was indeed written by all of you.
I must thank you for resisting the urge to immediately reveal the truth to everybody, Albedo. Knowing you, you probably figured out everything the moment you laid eyes on the message.
No, it took me a little longer than that.
A flower that is not of this world, a guide who will never get lost, one who would never lie, and a legend that never ends. These 4 descriptions signify 4 individual mages.
Que creo que son las primeras que mencionó cuando contó la historia.
When a member of the organization had to leave the group to spend the rest of her days with her beloved, the other mages would write down this prophecy and send it to her to invite her for a final get-together.
Entonces asumo que J habrá fallecido. Un momento, el tema este de que se refieran entre ellas con letras nomás, me recuerda bastante a Hombres de Negro. Porque allí también se refieren con letras entre los miembros de su organización.
A flower that is not of this world signifies, of course, flowers that do not naturally exist in this world. This is the signature of R, full name Rhine-daughter, also known as Gold.
Algo me dice que la conocemos, es Snaya.
If there's anyone in this world who could create a flower species that does not yet exist, it would be her. The guide who will never get lost is N, otherwise known as Nicole. You may not have encountered her yet, but she is a truly extraordinary woman who has made this world's direction and order her subject of study.
Nicole. Yo sí la conocí, pero no creo que la dirección sea su fuerte. Shout out a Nicole. Espero que se esté yendo bien en la vida.
Some of you may be fortunate enough to have already heard her voice. Like a prophetess, she will only speak to guide people toward the truth when a change has occurred in the world. She has a tendency to suddenly speak in someone's mind without any warning. If one day you would be unfortunate enough to run into a truly dangerous situation, she may use her voice to guide the way forward for you.
Who would have guessed that there are so many mysterious women in this world and that they would all know each other?
The one who would never lie is me. I hope no one would take offense. It's just that I, Alice, or A for short, have always had a soft spot for those with sincerity and candor. As for a legend that never ends, you may not know M in person, but you've likely encountered one of her works. Have any of you ever read The Boar Princess?
No.
Huh? I'm pretty sure every child in Mondstadt has read that book.
Yo no vivo en Mondstadt, así que no la he
One
leído.
of my favorite stories. M was an exceptional human writer who used her prose to teach me the meaning of grief. Don't you think such a person would deserve a seat at the mage's table?
Paimon's getting more and more lost.
Yeah.
It may sound hard to believe, but I can attest to everything that Alice has said. Jay was also a mortal who aged and passed on, leaving her title to her students and followers. Alice, you've never acknowledged any of Jay's successors. It's now been centuries since the first of us took on her mantle. I've always wanted to meet you.
Do you also want to become a mage?
Title aside, I think I'm more interested in the meaning and purpose of the Hexen Circle. I used to think that the Hexen Circle was a group of women who could control the very fate of this world. But now, I've seen for myself that besides Jay, many other ordinary people were also among you.
Son un grupo pacifista. De hecho, algo que volvería a agregar a mis teorías, hay una relación entre su pacifismo y la música, por medio de marbatos. Yo creo que un poco que se han inspirado con la leyenda de las musas para, claro, para determinar el número que hay de aquelarres.
Do you think less of us now?
No.
No,
Ni
not
siquiera
at all.
tenía una
My
opinión
interest
antes,
has
no
been
existían para ese
piqued, and
entonces.
I'm now even more drawn towards the idea of becoming a mage.
Yo paso de eso.
You're right. I've never acknowledged any of Jay's successors, but you are different. You are much more fascinating than any of your predecessors.
Oh, has someone finally piqued Aunt Alice's interest?
Now is not a good time, Scarlet, but as soon as I am able, I will seek you out for a meeting. I want you to tell me all about Jay's married life back in her hometown.
So the mage who received the prophecy letter from all of you was Jay? She left the Hexen Circle after getting married?
Precisely. There was only one way the letter could have been interpreted. She would have known what we meant as soon as she saw the message. Please come to see us again. Before you go and settle forever with your happiness, please come share some of it with your best friends and sisters.
So, the Supreme Blessing actually meant...
All journeys are fleeting and will eventually come to an end. What will give us the most fulfillment and happiness in the end are those who will greet us at our journey's destination.
¿Cuántos de ustedes quedan actualmente?
Dear child, I believe you can also understand what I am talking about. We women will always have many troubles and encounter pains and frustrations that will keep us up at night.
Yo soy hombre, no entiendo mucho lo que dice, pero asumo que es verdad.
But no matter how hard things may become, we will cross mountains and oceans to see our best friends again, regardless of how many years have passed or how far the distance may be. As long as we can be with our beloved friends, our hearts will be filled with joy. To us mages, that's what being supremely blessed is all about.
Oh.
I still don't get it, but I do know that all the mages are Mom's best friends.
If you ask how I see it, the Hexen Circle is just a group of ladies that I spent my youth with. Anyway, I'll introduce some of the other members to you all later. I still have a few things to attend to, so this will have to do for today.
Bye, Mom. Todoko says bye, too.
Adiós, Alice. Ojalá nos podamos escuchar otra vez cuando venga el evento de manzanas doradas, que creo que estamos muy cerca de ello.
Goodbye, darling, and farewell to all of our other friends as well. I'm sure we'll see each other again.
Por dos, y espero que eso sea en la wea esa de las manzanas doradas, que ese evento siempre termina siendo de mis favoritos.
Oh, now that I think of it, isn't it getting close to that time of year?
El Festival de Flores de Viento, sí.
Yes, it's wind bloom again, Alice.
It's also a special anniversary date. I'm sure you still remember.
Yes, I do remember now. It was on this day many, many years ago that Jay tied the knot. Ah, just in time for the Festival of Love and Freedom. Everyone, please enjoy this year's Windbloom Festival to the fullest.
Tras aparecer la voz de Alice, la lámpara se apaga y vuelve a convertirse en un simple objeto decorativo. Al principio, todos se quedan pensativos, pero pronto vuelven a conversar. Poco después, abren sus planeadores para volver a Mondstadt.
Whoa! Ah, Albedo! Why didn't you tell me we'd have to glide all the way back down?
Porque le dio flojera. O sea, bro, hemos estado aquí, literalmente hemos tenido la revelación, más revelación de todas las revelaciones, y tú te preocupas por esas huevadas. Vale, tenemos que regresar a Mondstadt planeando. Llegaré a tiempo, o sea, llegaré así de esta manera, tal vez sí, tal vez no. Te voy diciendo esto ya. O sea, creo que esta parte de la misión la hubiera entendido mejor si es que yo fuera mujer, pero yo soy hombre, por lo cual no entendí tan bien que digamos esa parte de, ya saben, estar unir a tus amigas, amigos, pero creo que aplica para ambos géneros, que al fin y al cabo siempre buscarás esa manera, ese tiempo para dedicarle a otras personas, ya sea totalmente aleatorio o no. Porque, o sea, si es que tú ves a tus compas ahí reuniéndose, tú te metes, así de simple. Por lo menos yo lo hago, y eso que soy introvertido. Que sí, está chido comer solo en lo que es el comedor, en pleno pasto, tocando pasto, pero más chido aún es que tú estés ahí comiendo y que tus amigos te rodeen. De hecho, me acuerdo bastante que yo una vez estaba comiendo solo, un poco frustrado con el tema este que estaba llevando con el curso de ingeniería económica, sabía que no llegaría, me ha hecho daño, y pues yo estaba comiendo ahí tranquilo en el pasto, pensando cómo carajos iba a hacer para solucionar el resto, y justo mis panas, John y Hugo, los cuales me siguen en Twitter aparentemente y a este punto de seguro sabrán que juego Genshin Impact, se sentaron alrededor mío. O sea, me acompañaron y también se acompañaron uno de sus cachimbos, que ellos fueron jefes de horario en el pasado. Incluso yo fui su apoyo, por así decirlo, extraoficial. Y pues hemos estado pasando buen tiempo conversando. Hablamos de anime, hablamos de videojuegos. También hemos conversado bastante. De hecho, justamente fue en esa conversación en la que di mi predicción, más predicción, que es literalmente dije que dependo a ese punto en el curso ese de ingeniería económica que ocurra una crisis política para que así yo pueda aprobar ese curso, porque mis notas eran bastante bajas. Y justo voy y no sabía en ese entonces que el banner escala causaría de que se fuera un presidente. Que voy, eso fue demasiado loco. Pero ahí fue cuando hice esa predicción, enfrente de mis amigos, de mis compadres, que se tomaron la libertad de reunirse a mi costado. Y es un recuerdo que que voy a apreciar bastante. Así que espero que la gente que esté viendo esto, sea chico o chica, haga lo mismo, que acompañe a sus amigos, porque esos tiempos no van a volver, y si vuelven va a ser un contexto totalmente diferente. Aprecien bastante el tiempo que le dedican a otras personas. Que vamos, más allá del género, el tiempo es lo que nos vuelve a todos iguales, al fin y al cabo. Regresamos a Mondstadt, luego de toda esta charla, tratando de darle sentido a lo que sucede. ¿Qué fue? Ah, verdad, estás ahorita...
Maybe you'd feel better if you just, you know,
Mejor por acá adentro, grande Shrek.
I'm fine. I'm just a
Toma
little
agua.
glider sick,
Toma
that's
agua.
all.
You may want to look into getting your own gliding license when you have the time. It might prove helpful to you.
Okay. Sure thing.
It sounds like you've still got something on your minds. Why don't you tell us? We're all happy to listen.
Déjame adivinar, que la revelación del Aquelarre te pareció decepcionante, porque yo creo que es la queja común en lo que es la comunidad.
It's nothing, really. It's just... Well, Alice's story was really interesting and romantic. I won't argue about that. But still, the whole thing wasn't quite what I was hoping for.
Siento que eso es probablemente la crítica más fuerte que se le puede dar a esta edición del evento.
Of course, I didn't actually expect the supreme blessing to be real, but...
Don't say that. None of this was your fault, Timaeus. Honestly, it's more on me for having agreed to be the Wimbloom Festival Special Ambassador.
If anything, it should be my fault for finding that prophecy.
Oh, no. I didn't mean to blame the two of you either. I just feel like this whole adventure didn't really end on a high note, and we also didn't really get anything out of it.
Fue una forma bonita de perder nuestro tiempo, cosa que, siendo honestos, podría aplicarse a cada uno de los eventos que hemos pasado anteriormente y los que se vienen por después. Creo que el único evento que vale la pena es justamente las de las manzanas doradas, cosa que voy diciendo desde ya, es recently biased, es por ese evento que decidí ir al psicólogo y mejorar mi vida.
But I'd say we still learned something new.
Well, that aside, Timaeus, you still need to go to Liyue to apologize to Yingar, right? Do you want Kale and I to accompany you?
Oh, Miss Yingar. Well, I mean, I just really don't want her to get mad at me. Now that I've come back to my senses, I really don't know what I should do.
Hey, you three? You may want to look over there.
Llegó por su cuenta. Sabía que eso pasaría. Empoderamiento de mujeres.
Huh? Miss Ying-ar?
Oh,
Vino
so
por
that's Miss
ti.
Ying-ar? I've never met her before.
¿Verdad? Ustedes no conocen Libia.
Yep, that's her. And she actually came all the way to Mondstadt.
I am so sorry, Miss Ying-ar, but how did you... I mean...
Are you so happy just to see me?
Of course I am. I'm so happy that, I don't, sorry, I don't know what to say.
I was ready to give you a harsh scolding, but now that I've seen you like this, I suppose I could let you off the hook. You said you couldn't come to pick me up because of a very important matter, right? Well then, of course I had to come and find you instead.
Como debe ser.
Should we go see how they're doing?
I wouldn't. You'll get hit by a forest boar if you interrupt a couple's romantic conversation.
A mí me atacan los jabalíes salvajes cada vez que me transporto cerca de ese lugar que hay un montón de plantas allí en Liyue.
Oh, really? We'll just leave them alone then.
Parecen bastante felices. Tal vez de eso trate el Festival Flores de Viento después de todo. La historia llega a su fin. Todos se despiden, pero algunos se quedan dentro de la mesa de la alquimia. Me alegra también.
I have to say, I'm even more envious of you, Sucrose. You can be happy just to see others happy. And you gave me so much help without any expectations in return. Even though you said that we're very much alike, I still feel like you have a much bigger heart than I do.
But if you say that, then I'd say I'm also nowhere near as brave or tenacious as you. I guess we have the same amount of positive qualities. They're just spread over different parts of our personalities. I've never visited Sumeru, or made many friends from outside of Mondstadt. I'm happy just to have met and become your friend. Maybe I'll get shy and flustered when I meet other people I don't know in the future. But that's okay too. Since we are so alike, you probably get what I'm trying to say. You just need to believe that all of your issues aren't really issues at all.
But isn't it too late now for me to learn to accept myself?
Nunca es tarde. Yo me acepté como era cuando cumplí 18. Antes que mi padre falleciera.
Well... Do you know anything about the blooming cycles of Cecilius?
I may have read about that in a book before.
That's a topic that my parents used to talk about back when they were still dating. Surprising, right? To think that people would talk about that while on a date. My mom brought it up at dinner one time last month. She called my dad the most boring man she knew, and said that he even turned up late to a date once. But she also said that learning is just another part of life. It's never too late to start something, as long as you recognize that it's something good for you to do. Why don't you give it a try, Kale?
Okay, I'll try my best.
They're really having a great conversation. Paimon can't even find a moment to join in.
No creo que haga falta.
I nearly forgot. This is for you.
This texture. Are these seeds?
Yep. I believe I mentioned my sweet flower research to you before. These are the seeds of the sweet flower cultivars that I've worked on. It's nothing too special, but they're the best cultivars that I've made. So, I really hope that you'll like them. They're super sweet and easy to grow and keep. I'm also submitting them as my wind blooms for this year. I wish that the Animo Archon could also see how lovely they are.
Yo seguiré dirigiendo la luceta.
Thank you. I'll plant them in the Avidia forest and take good care of them.
Kale, please take these notes with you. I've heard that you've been working hard on your studies, so I've prepared some study materials for you at Sucrose's request. Feel free to look through them whenever you can find the time. Mondstadt's doors will always remain open to you.
Thank you so much. Really, I don't know what to say. I'm just really happy.
Ah, Sucrose, now's your chance. Didn't you want to collect a breath of joy?
You're right. I almost forgot. Kale, can you exhale once into this test tube? I will save this breath of joy and use it in my research.
Oh, really? May I?
Of course.
Kale hizo poner la probeta el líquido que contiene se ve un fascinante color violeta. A continuación, una pequeña nube resplandeciente emerge de la probeta y flota en el aire como un malvavisco, hasta desaparecer con la brisa.
Huh? What was that?
It was like a little cloud of happiness, and now it flew away.
No creo que eso nos traiga problemas en un futuro. Por supuesto que no.
Well, luckily, there's still some breath left in the test tube. I'll seal it up for now. I'll keep working on it and let you know as soon as I have any breakthroughs in my research.
Yeah, you can write to me. I'll be sure to respond as soon as I receive your letter.
Oh, it looks like you found a new pen pal.
Y yo pensaba que no tendría que poner una advertencia.
Master Tainari! Sino!
If your friendship was forged in a test tube, does that make you test friends forever?
That's it. I think you've ruined Sumeru's reputation in Mondstadt beyond all hope of repair.
All that matters is that I've enjoyed Mondstadt immensely. The dragon here possesses a majestic form.
Se llama deballing.
Oh, that reminds me. Traveler, this card back is for you.
No se supone que era para Sino.
Sino wanted you to have one for yourself. If I had to guess, I'd say he probably wants you to use it if you challenge him to a duel.
Lo guardaré por si acaso.
I'm a master of the game. Do you dare challenge me?
Mano, dos palabras. Ash Blossom.
Can you believe this guy? Huh. Let's knock him off his high horse.
No creo que esto vaya a desbloquear un duelo ahorita. Mi mazo es recontra débil. Creo en el corazón de las cartas, pero algo me dice que no va a suceder ningún duelo aquí.
Wait, I've got something to give you too.
Ya sabía. Gracias, Colei, por salvarme de una humillada bien humillada.
Huh? Kali has a gift for us?
Yeah, I figured I should follow local Mondstadt customs and prepared a few small things themed after the Windbloom Festival.
Ah, un brochecito.
I made these bookmarks from Sumeru roses
Ah, marca
at the
páginas,
hotel.
ok.
I want to give them to Amber, Master Tainari, and Sino. During Windbloom, Mondstadters offer flowers to the people most important to them. You three are family to me.
But Tainari said that we're not anything like an academic family. He wouldn't write joint papers with us.
Well, in this case, we can consider ourselves as regular siblings. And that should be just fine.
I agree. Oh, and here are some Padisara seeds as well. These are for the Traveler, Paimon, and everyone else from Mondstadt.
Whoa, are these really for us?
Muchas gracias. Muy amable. Es un gran día.
So, are these your chosen Windblooms?
Mm-hmm, one of them. Both Padisaras and Sumeru roses are my Windblooms. Although they're not native to Mondstadt, they are the flowers that can best express my feelings. I want to give them to the people I feel thankful for. To those who I wish to accompany as we greet more seasons and future Windblooms together. The real blessing in life is when you are surrounded by people who you'd miss day and night, and who you'd want to see even if that meant crossing mountains and oceans to do so.
I'm so happy to hear you say that.
Sucrose, do you see that cloud over there?
Huh?
Doesn't it look just like your test tube?
Algún día nos corresponderá a cada uno de nosotros tener a esa persona especial, a esa persona que se preocupe por nosotros y no sea nuestra madre, padre o alguna persona que tenga nuestro mismo vínculo sanguíneo, pero no importa. La cosa es que esto supongo que acaba todo lo que es el tema de la misión principal del evento de Nubes de Flores de Viento. Y qué decirles, como dije antes, creo que lo entendería mejor yo si es que fuera mujer, pero soy hombre. F por eso, I guess. Pero me gustó bastante cómo fue es que han interactuado lo que son los personajes de Sumeru con los personajes de Mondstadt. De verdad es que esa clase de interacciones me dan años de vida, de verdad. El mensaje que dejó al final de eso de tener a alguien que se preocupe por ti es bastante bonito. Que sería más bonito si es que una persona tuviese pareja, pero ya saben lo que dicen los que juegan Genshin Impact, no tienen pareja. Pero no desesperen, huevones, que yo tenía pareja cuando jugaba Minecraft. Y conozco un pana que tenía pareja cuando jugó Geometry Dash. La clave es simple, simplemente decir tus sentimientos, ser honesto con lo que piensas. Y nada más esto, ser cariñoso con esa persona, ser dedicado. Saber de que esa persona se preocupa por ti y esa preocupación también tienes que darla de vuelta. Una relación no funciona si es que ambas partes van a hacerse infieles y todo eso, a menos de que ambos sean extrovertidos, que últimamente estoy viendo bastante que los extrovertidos tienen como, vamos, 40 flacas al mismo tiempo, incluso del mismo género. A este punto creo que se va a legalizar la poligamia con el paso del tiempo, pero ya que chucha. La cosa es que hasta aquí llega el video y en el siguiente vamos a hacer lo que es el resto de eventos, lo que son los eventos exclusivos de esta edición, que yo tengo bastantes ganas de hacerlos, en especial por el entrenamiento que he tenido al respecto. Y bueno, nada más que decir, ¿quién iba a pensar que Sakrosa y Colei hubieran sido las MVPs de este evento? Cosa que es una combinación que nadie se esperaba que funcionase, pero funcionó de maravilla. Y nada más que decir, si os ha gustado pueden darle like, compartirlo si es que también buscas a esa persona especial que se preocupe por ti y que puedan ya saben, hacer cosas bonitas y ser golpeados por el fierro golpeador de parejas felices, el retráctil que yo tengo guardado desde hace mucho tiempo. Pero bueno, nada más que decir, si os ha gustado el video pueden darle like, compartirlo conmigo que es fanático de Genshin Impact. Y bueno, nada más que decir, tengo Twitter para que me sigan. Hasta aquí Vampire. Nos vemos en el siguiente video.